Yeah, yes. Wait. Now try to act like you're gonna eat it.
Oh. Toad is like, no. No. Nope. Oh, God. Nope. It doesn't want nothing to do with this at all.
What?
Oh, God.
I'm putting that in the video.
Oh, God. Okay, we're done.
Yeah.
We're done.
Cool. What does
All right.
that cane toad taste like?
It tastes like cane toad. I'm just happy.
Let me get B-roll before we drive it crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. Dumber face.
The hell's wrong with you?
I mean, it'd have to be like, what are we doing?
We're feeding snakes.
Oh, wait a minute. Why are we making this video?
Ah! Okay, so we're talking... I don't know why we're making this video. We're making a video talking about appropriate feeder size. You can very easily feed your snake too much. You can also very easily feed your snake too little. So a good rule of thumb overall is you want to find the widest part of your snake's body, and you can kind of judge, okay, this mouse or this small rat or whatever is about the size of that part of the snake's body. So it might leave a small lump in the belly. That's cool. You don't necessarily want to make it this huge, why just ate Thanksgiving dinner 5 plates in.
I bet you don't know what morph that is.
This is a coral glow lesson.
Shut up. Just shut up. Oh.
Probably yellow belly too.
Oh, stop. Okay, so what are you gonna show me here? This is
Okay, so this is a small ball python, right? So this is a baby ball python, pretty much the average size ball python that you're gonna get from us here at Nerd or Zoo Creatures, maybe a little bit smaller.
Mm-hmm.
See that? Now, if you look right up at the neck, you're going to be like, oh, that's too big of a prey item. But their skin is obviously stretchy. So this meal might leave a very minor lump inside the body of the snake. But this would be a sufficient meal for this animal. We're actually not feeding this to this snake right now. So you kind of eyeball it. And again, if the meal is a little smaller, doesn't leave a bump, or maybe a little bigger and leaves a more noticeable bump, it's not the end of the world. It certainly is not the end of the world. You know, the rule of thumb being you want to leave a decent size or slightly noticeable lump inside the belly of the snake, so it obviously looks like it is eating a good meal. So you want to feed something that's going to be a sufficient meal for the animal for, 7 to 10 days or whatever it is, and also, not going to make the snake potentially regurgitate if it gets jostled around too much, because that's never a good idea. We have some mousefish.
Mousefish? Okay, so you're putting... Wait. So you're like, just you thawed them out in warm water? Why
Yeah.
do they need to be warm?
So the snake, especially if we're dealing with a python or something like that, is going to use those thermal receptors, those heat pits or labial pits, if you want to get a little nerdy, to pick up heat. So if you are offering them a cold rodent, probably not going to want to take it. It might smell like food, but they're not getting the same kind of reception for it. And if you are getting a snake that used to eat live food, they're used to the smell, obviously, but they're used to sensing that body heat. So if all of a sudden you're like, well, I don't want it to eat live, I want to switch to frozen thawed, cool. You still need to get that heat, that body heat of the rodent, so that the snake's going to pick it up. So scent is only part of the game. That heat plays a huge role in it. So we're going to go ahead and feed this boa constrictor. We're going to give him an adult mouse. So you can see he's already like, what's going on? So we're just going to move this water bowl out of the way.
Now, let's look at the size of the mouse comparable to the head. Oh, it already happened.
It already happened.
It already happened. Ruin the video.
I was excited. I like feeding snakes.
Oh, yes. Oh my god. Yeah.
Was that just as good?
Yeah. Leave us know in the comments if you love Jeremy's faces and our thumbnails. They're quite nice. And I've been saving them all so I can use them in future thumbnails.
Perfect.
Really good. Like, should we check on him soon?
Yeah, I mean, he's basically going to be, he's right now, so he thinks the rodent's alive. So
Oh, he's trying to kill it?
he's trying to kill it.
Dumb
Their
shit.
instinct? No, it's their instinct. They're like, okay, food, I gotta kill it. It's food. It smells food, gotta kill it. It's alive. Even though clearly we know it's not.
Huh.
That's their instinct. So they might not constrict as long as if it was a live rodent, because it's obviously not struggling or anything, of course. But he'll release it, start find where the head is, and just go right for feeding it.
Ball pythons.
Ball pythons!
They're terrible eaters.
Ball pythons can be finicky eaters.
Now, this video is really meant for you people out there that can't seem to feed your snakes.
So ball pythons, sometimes, see
you
that
rubbing
heavy
it-
breathing?
Are you
See that
rubbing it on
heavy
his
breathing?
nose?
Nope. Just right in front of him. That heavy breathing.
I don't see
He's
that.
interested. Boom. So they kind of wiggle a little bit just to kind of make sure he's going to hold on to it and constrict it. So just like that boa, he thinks it's alive. Just general instinct. And same thing.
We're here with
Just 'cause it's a little
colubrids.
bit
Colubrids are Jeremy's favorite snake.
I do love colubrids.
Love them some colubrids.
Love me some.
What are we doing with this colubrid?
So this is an Arizona Mountain King snake. So Arizona Mountain Kings generally do not like large meals. So these guys will often, they're pretty secretive. They'll often find mouse burrows and they'll eat a couple of baby mice in the burrows. So sometimes they can be really strong feeders. Sometimes they can't be. But we're actually going to feed this guy 2 fuzzy mice. Again, so they'll eat small, very small prey items, but they'll eat multiple of them in the wild. And a lot of colubrids will do that. They're like nest raiders. So this guy's probably already smelling the food. So sometimes he's going to be a little nervous. So he's got to smell the food. Right now he's just like, something's in front of my eyeball I don't understand. So hopefully he gives us some kind of strike.
Hopefully he does the strike. Maybe where the camera can see it.
Maybe so. If I do that, is that better? So
Yeah.
he's kind of twitchy and nervous. So this is more or less of a, like, I don't understand what's going on. So sometimes when this happens, doesn't mean the snake doesn't want to eat. It just means it's nervous. So to me, what I'm getting from this is like, see when he goes to wrap up like that. So he's interested in food, but he just doesn't know what the heck is going on. There's a camera in front of him. There's 2 people in here. But all this is like, this food. So see how he's wrapping it up like that?
Oh.
So he's interested in food. He's just like, what the heck is going on? So if I put this other one in front of him, he might go for that or not.
He's double fisting mice right now.
He is double fisting mice right now. But see how he's trying to wrap it up like that? So in some situations, they'll do this and they'll... No? He's just doing whatever. He's going to wrap that up.
3 of them?
Look at
2 of them?
2 of them. He's
That's pretty
doing-
sweet. So you can get 3 in there.
So I
Just
know,
keep going.
we can try. So okay, so he just let go of this other fuzzy. So what I'm just gonna do is I'm just gonna leave these here, and he'll come right for it. Look at that. Boom.
Oh. Yeah.
Now colubrids generally tend to eat fast. So I'm just gonna back up a little bit so he feels a little less threatened, especially while the camera's right in front of him. But you can see he doesn't care. He's like, this is food time. So he's going right for it. So it's also about understanding the body language of the snake. So somebody who's never owned a colubrid before might have that reaction, and they might just be like, "Oh, it's mad. It doesn't want to eat." When in actuality, it's just excited and nervous. It doesn't know what's happening, especially if you're looming over it while you're going to feed it. When a snake eats, that's when it's at its most vulnerable. Because think about it, they don't have arms or legs. They can't punch you. They can't kick you. Their primary forms of defense are pooping on you and biting you. And the biggest one is biting. That's its biggest mode of defense. So this animal now can't bite me because it's got a mouse in its mouth. So its now primary defense is gone. So they are super, super, super vulnerable at this point in time. So they are like, I want to eat, but I also need to be able to defend myself. So once I back off and he is like, okay, I'm smelling food, I'm excited. Boom, here's the food.
If I was to mess with a snake right now, would it just regurgitate it up? So
yeah,
it
so
can get away?
this is totally a point where if you started messing with that snake, you have a higher chance of the snake wanting to regurgitate because it again feels like it needs to defend itself. And also, if you think about it too, think about after you eat a big meal, you generally want to sit down afterwards and just chill out. Snakes are the same way. After they eat, they're going to go somewhere and they're going to relax. They're going to go to some place so they can regulate their body temperature and digest their meal. And after maybe a day or so, they'll go back to, life as usual once everything's kind of slimmed down a little bit. But this is the point where the snake's going to want to go somewhere and relax. It's also one of the reasons why you generally don't want to mess with your snake within like a 24 to 48 hour period after they've eaten. You got to give them that chance to settle down.
We have a lot of toads. Oh, we have Colorado River toads too, and they would probably also eat them.
So listen, I'm talking about if somebody were to get bit, and then obviously their personal. Wow, this is. We hang up on them?
Yeah. Do you know that when I was a kid, when I used to work here a long time, do you know that we used to go up there and smoke pot and stuff? Did you know that?
No. No.
You didn't know that people used to party up there? You didn't
know
that? Oh God, jeez.
You literally just pulled the I'm an adult now, so what I tell my parents doesn't matter.
Exactly what I did. What about people that vape? Does that bother you?
What?
The people that vape. I know there's a lot of your employees that love to vape big clouds.
Tammy's like a freaking dragon.
At least she doesn't smoke
But
cigarettes
okay, so
anymore.
the thing that bothers me about Tammy vaping,
Yeah.
I love Tammy, and I want Tammy.
She's probably watching too, so. be
I want
careful.
Tammy in my life, so I don't want Tammy to die.
It was
He wants to name my albino,
Oh, jeez.
Boega, Drendophila, Melanota,
Yeah.
chicken butt.
Yes.
What the frig is it?
Dude, have you not seen the funny video of a chicken? First of all, it's the colors of a chicken butt. Okay. Second of all, imagine if you named your really expensive rare snake chicken butt, and how like weird that would be, and how
Why chicken butt?
Because it's a funny name.
Do a super kindness and have a shitbag day.
Yeah.